is there a question you're trying to answer as you move through life?
I think the main thing is that I'm trying to learn not to seek answers anymore. I think because an answer feels super definitive, and the more and more I'm becoming aware of, I think, life. Yeah, I can call it that. The more and more I'm becoming aware that this whole thing is a process, and to seek stable, static things in a process is that's delusion. And so, if I'm seeking an answer, I would say it's more down to ways of being, how to be in a moving, unfolding cosmos process, and also myself as being an unfolding, moving process. Everything is. So, if anything is keeping me busy, it's really seeking a way of being. It's seeking a way of being in the time between worlds, where clearly the way that we've been living as a species, as a global species, and specifically the global north, can add as many nuances as you'd like, uh, is it's killing the planet, or it's killing the biosphere. And by now that seems obvious, but it's a remnant of an old way of being, a way of being that I've inherited through genetics, through education, through enculturation or domestication. And that way is not adaptive. It's not adaptive to the world as we knew it. So it wasn't adaptive the last century, but it worked within the confines of that system and within the freely available energy that there was, like with oil, etc., etc. So now we're heading off to this world which is in rapid change. Climate change is just accelerating; it's not lessening. Biodiversity loss is increasing. It's also not gradually tapering off. Ocean acidification, just all these societal unrest, upheaval, you could call it the meta crisis. All these things are getting, let's say, worse, or they're getting more to the foreground, so they're becoming more visible. And so there's this I would call it planetary shift happening, where we're going to a new potential equilibrium. But if you're moving from one stable state to the other stable state, it takes a while for it to find homeostasis, so to find a stable point to oscillate around. So any big perturbation one hand or to one side of the stable point will also have a massive movement back the other end. So it will. We're heading in we are in an increasing time of chaos, and I'm just looking for ways of being with the chaos, while at the same time operating or orienting myself to see what could be that other stable state, what could be a safe home to land in, to grow, and not a home that you have to constantly leave behind. So, yeah, being in process, being in travel, and constantly being surprised at how deep this goes. So uncovering my own biases, heritage, ways of seeing, ways of doing, which actually aren't real or don't do reality any justice, or the non-human world or the cosmos. So it's a constant process of unlearning, yeah, and figuring that out. I think that's the main thing that I'm interested in.